So let's break this down. Dan Orlovsky, talked about many times, I think he's an idiot. He said that the NFC North was the toughest division in football, and that the AFC North wasn't even, I think he said it was like the third toughest division in football. He has bashed us plenty. He also said he doesn't think T. Higgins could be a number one receiver and be that guy, which again makes no logical sense because on any other team, T. Higgins would 100% be a number one receiver. I think that's basic common sense. But after our loss to the Patriots, he decided, like all other analysts, to take their shot dogpiling us because this is what they do every year when we start off slow. They kind of take turns just dogpiling us and talking trash while they can. And, you know, I get it. Talk your trash. We keep receipts. This is what he had to say. He said there's nothing physical about the Bengals on offense or defense. It's all finesse. I'm going to say the same stuff about the Bengals offense that I've said for the last year. I'm shocked that there's nothing different about this offense. It's efficient, and that's it. That's the only thing there. And when I hear Joe Burrow go, I took what they gave me underneath. That's all the team give them is underneath and the Bengals. And I will agree, our offense definitely has struggled a little bit. I feel like it has changed this year so far compared to last year. As in last year, all we did was run screen passes, and 90% of our game was screen passes. Now, I don't really know what this offense is. It's kind of a mess. But I will agree that to a certain point, if you're just talking about the offense, I'll get into the other point in a second. Just the offense, yes, okay? I believe, yeah, you are correct, Dan. The offense is a mess. And I think that is because Zach Taylor needs to stop calling the offense. We need to get an actual offense coordinator in here. Dan Pitcher, I love the guy, but he's kind of just a figurehead to have a position for. He's not doing anything. It's all Zach Taylor. And that is a problem. Right? And if you want to point out that one problem, I would sit here and say, Dan, I agree with you. But then you kind of say some other stupid stuff. There's nothing physical about the offense or defense. First off, the defense, I think, is absolutely fine. Outside of, yes, shutting down the run last game, we struggle? Yeah. But I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that we didn't play any preseason. And I think this happens every single season. You go into a season, you don't play preseason, your guys are just absolutely messed up. You know, no one's ready, no one's prepared. And yeah, you aren't going to look good. That's just kind of how it works. But then you look at later in the season last year, when we played the 49ers, when we played the Bills, we looked a lot better. Because once we get in the midseason form, we look like a very good team. The problem with defense last game was we didn't play Jordan Battle. We didn't. And we also didn't have Chris Jenkins because he was hurt. And McKinley Jackson. And it was our first game without DJ Reader. So, to say we had no physical on defense and not to bring up all the limitations we had, and the Jordan Battle situation, by the way, was just Lou being dumb in that situation. I love Lou, my man's absolute MVP, but I think he made a humongous mistake by not starting Jordan Battle. And for the thing, someone commented and said, well, no, Zach Taylor is the reason why we didn't start Jordan Battle. Zach controls the offense. The defense is controlled by Lou. If there's a personal matter where a player is doing something bad or doing something horrendous, Zach will control that. But if it's just who should we start, who should we not start, if it's on defense, that is fully in Lou's control. Zach would not step a foot into that situation because that means you don't trust your defensive coordinator, and also you have no right as a coach of, even if you are the head coach, to tell the defensive coordinator who you believe should start. Or, I mean, you could give your opinions, but you don't have the right to say he's not starting when that's his side of the ball. That's his job, okay? You don't step on someone else's job, especially as a coach. Getting back to what I was saying, if we would have started Jordan Battle, which again was fully our fault, I believe we would have played a lot better. But I think the problem going into last game is exactly what Coach Taylor said. We had a mindset, we were going to blow them out. Everyone thought, as Coach said, we were going to be up 21-0 right away. You can't have that mindset going into a game, or else you're going to lose it. That's called a trap game, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing about not being physical. There's nothing about anything there. It's called a trap game. And what did we do? We shot ourselves in the foot repeatedly. Yes, our defense was not the greatest, but our defense was put on the field time after time after time after time, short drives, and they had 9 more minutes of possession than us. When you have 9 more minutes possession, they are constantly running the ball, running their quarterback, tiring out the defense. I'm sorry, but not many defenses, unless you're the best in the game, are going to be able to shut that down consistently. That's just how it is. We gave up we had a 3-and-out stop to start the second half of the game. Excuse me. I almost said his dead name. Charlie Jones decided that he wanted to play Orlovsky and give them the ball at the 20-yard line. Our defense proceeded to get another stop. They kicked a field goal and scored 3 points. Okay. We had a touchdown for Mike Gesicki. He dropped the touchdown. Tanner Hudson proceeds to fumble the following play. Kick a little bit forward. They go down the field on us. Geno Stone has an interception in the end zone. Can't come down with the ball. That's 3 points. Right there, I just listed off 13 of their 16 points. On us. And it is on us. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's one game. It is. And we made mistakes. But that's why you don't go into a game thinking that you're the best of the best and you get humbled. It happens. Now, I think we have plenty of physicalness on defense. On offense, I will agree with you to a certain degree that I think the play calling is the problem. I don't think there's anything wrong with us being physical or not. I think to the finesse claim, I think it's bullcrap. I don't think we're finesse at all. I think when we're on the top of our game, and if we had a good offensive play caller, I think every single person in the NFL would not be able to stop us. But the problem is we don't. And the problem is we have to work with what we have to work with. Zach Taylor as offense coordinator, and it's not really that great. Finally, before we get into the second part here, to the second claim here of that team, we just kind of take what we can get, and we take the underneath. Every team in the NFL does that. You know, the age-old Patriots, obviously, ironically enough, we played the Patriots, but the Patriots stinking and dunking mentality, that's kind of how every team works in the NFL. You dink and dunk, dink and dunk, dink and dunk. You take what the defense gives you. Well, yes, I would love to sit here and say we would, love to go out there and throw 60-yard passes to Jamar Chase, this and third, dot up the field. At the end of the day, a lot of times you just got to take what the defense gives you. And in that last game, Trent Brown sold. Trent Brown played his old team and he sold out. So you got to realize that when you talk, Dan, is that you're not talking, you're just saying things that people have complained about, correct, but then you're taking it and trying to make a point that is invalid. Joe has had one of the worst offensive lines possible over his career. This year, I think it's pretty good, but it's still not 100% perfect. Trent Brown clearly was a problem last week. If Trent Brown wasn't a problem last week, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. We really wouldn't be. He said, I expected different. I expected something to give me something more of a catch-and-throw football. Something more than catch-and-throw football. It's called offense, buddy. Just because you can't run it doesn't mean anything. Dan, they don't have tight ends that can block in the run game. Drew Sample, 63.7. I will say Eric All did not have a good game. I will give you that, Dan. You are correct on that one. But we only used 2 tight ends in that whole entire game for blocking purposes, right? So Can we go back to preseason? We can. Dan, you're not going to like this part, buddy. You might want to turn off the video now if you're watching. Cam Grandy, 68.5, obviously doesn't make the roster in the end. Tanner McLaughlin, 61.1, 60.3, Eric All. Let's go back to preseason week 2. And I could go back through the whole entire last season as well. Drew Sample is very good blockers. Eric Miller, obviously doesn't make the roster in the end here. Tanner Hudson, 60. So, again, for a tight end purpose, you're right. We don't have the starting tight end that is going to be like the best blocker in the world, but we did go for more vertical threat tight ends. Let's go to run blocking. Excuse me. There we go. Where are we at? Drew Sample, 60. So, okay. You know, I'll give him credit there. He is right. Our tight ends struggled in week 1, struggled a little bit in the preseason, it looks like. I thought they were better pass blockers than they were. When I watched the film back, they looked a lot better than I thought they did. Point is, though, yeah, we went more vertical threat tight ends. We did. Eric All, but you have to keep in mind, we have young guys. Eric All, rookie. Tanner McLaughlin, rookie. Mike Gesicki, vertical threat, kind of slot tight end. Okay, then you have Drew Sample, who is a glorified fullback playing tight end. Tanner Hudson, yeah, he's more of just a vertical threat player in general. Continuing, the timing of their offense is not good because we didn't play the preseason, buddy. This is not that hard to understand. It really is not that hard to understand, Dan. I mean, come on, man. Your timing in the NFL wasn't good at all, my man. You were a bust quarterback. What are you talking about timing now, Dan? Come on now. They play spread out shotgun football and think that they're going to drive down the field 50 yards at 4 yards a catch. Okay, so Dan, I know you haven't played football in a while, and I know when you played, you probably just threw it to the other team a little bit more. If you get 4 yards a catch, Dan, what does that equal? First down, second down and 6, third down and 2, first down and 10. Second down and 6. Third down and 2. First down and 10. I'm not saying that, you know, that's not real hard to understand, buddy. That's literally like you go back to the old Patriots. That's how the old Patriots used to play. And I agree 100%. I think we need to change up the offense and we need to make it better, but this point is invalid. And also, why do we play a lot of our shotgun, Dan? Come on. You can say it with me, buddy. Offensive line struggles. Why do you not play under center, Dan? Because we have offensive line struggles. We tried to play last year under center, and what happened? Our offensive line struggled. If your right tackle is getting beat all game, how are you going to run under center? The only way you can deal with the right tackle getting absolutely demolished the whole game is by simply running out of shotgun. If your line can't block, you can't run under center. You have to run out of shotgun, Dan. Come on, buddy. Do better than that. I thought I was going to see something different out of this offense. I know it's one game. I'm so freaking frustrating watching this offense play football when all they do is line up in shotgun and throw 4-yard routes. Did Dan not realize we don't have T. Higgins out there? You know, your number one receiver, you said, who isn't a number one receiver. Did Dan realize that Jamar Chase did not practice all offseason, had a hold-in, and had food poisoning, and, I don't know, maybe didn't look like Jamar Chase? Again, I'm completely going to agree with you, Dan, that I think all offensive play calling is absolutely atrocious. But I think the point you're making is invalid. That's how I look at it. Time will tell how much Sanchez really changed, how much Sunday. I mean, it's the first game of the season. Really, that's what it is at the end of the day. It's the first game of the season. The Patriots have a good defense. They do. I don't think anyone goes into the season saying the Patriots don't have a good defense. They do have a good defense. And yeah, we didn't play any of the preseason. And there's a million different reasons. But I think we'll be absolutely fine. 100% I think we'll be fine. And please do not take your talk at our defense. You can talk trash or trash talk our offense, and I will disagree with certain things, Dan. But don't trash our defense. Our defense wasn't great. I will agree with that. but I think it's because we were definitely not logical in that game, and we didn't use Jordan Battle. If you take out one of the best tackling safeties on our team, you're going to have some issues. Just my 2 cents, personally. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.